Well, thank you, Nora. My name is Ghada, and I am a third-generation Palestinian refugee. My parents and grandparents lived in Beit Daras, now a village that is no more on the map. It has been depopulated, destroyed during 1948 Nakba. My family, my parents, grandparents, has made the journey from Beit Daras to Sawafir, to Hamama, to Isdoud, to Jabalia, to Gaza, to end in Khan Yunis camp, waiting for the day in which they will be returned to their home. 75 years now, the family has been waiting. It seems like the history repeats itself because my sister in Gaza City have been, under this shelling, constant bombardment, and under the direction or following the direction to move to safe area. She moved from Gaza City to the south to my home in the refugee camp. And there, the granddaughter of my sister has been killed, murdered, intentionally and willfully, I would say. Together with, I reported 35 of my family, but now I get the news that it's 45. It has been around 10 o'clock in the morning on October 26 that an earthquake hit my camp. The sound of the bombs has been terrifying. Actually, all the people I talked to who have, survived and lived the other attacks on Gaza, they said this is unprecedented. Probably 6, 7 missiles or heavy bombs just landed on the home. So you could imagine a bomb, then people would start to run or try, to save their lives, and then another bomb, and then another bomb. So 6 or 7 according to them. So it's all is gone. Naif, Abu Shamala, this is just across my home. 35 of them, actually, well, from Naif, I think 20, and from the other home, Abu Said family, 3 generation has been wiped out. And there has been the shop underneath the house that people has been, buying stuff for their families, necessary things. So again, gone. And still the owner of the shop, Assad, I just learned this morning, is still under the rubble. So it's really horror beyond belief. You cannot try to comprehend, the devastation of the people there and of us here living this trauma. It has as if the Israeli occupying forces and the apartheid state want to make the pain collective. Every single Palestinian, every generation inside occupied Palestine or in the diaspora, on the refugee camp, but to feel it. They bombed these homes. People are still mourning. People are still digging the rubble, trying to recover the body of Assad. And still, leading this epic resistance of going to bakery, get, bread, get water, go try to bring a smile to the faces of the children. It's really that every minute you just see the pain, but you see the resistance, you see the hope. And this is what I always say, they might drop thousands, tons of bombs, as Ali Abu Nama has mentioned, twice like Hiroshima on this dot, but they would never be able to wipe out our dedication for freedom, for justice. And, it's really difficult sometimes to find the word amid this situation. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, of course. And Ghaida, you were just there with your family and colleagues. Can you talk about what you're going through as well?
Well, actually, right now, as a Palestinian living in the diaspora, I think it's the hardest thing being away from your homeland and being away from your people, particularly when they are your family and your loved ones. The ongoing situation there is really just a source of great sorrow and pain that brings every day a new story to our homes. Whether it's a new detail of sufferings from our own home that was lost in Zahra when it was completely bombarded, 24 residential buildings, each comprising of four apartments for 5 levels. You're talking about mass destruction of people's homes. Now we're talking over 50% of Gaza. And then it just carries on with more devastating news. On October 25th, my aunt's house, October 24th, my aunt's house from my dad's side, in Hayy al-Amal in Khan Yunis, was hit, and a whole square of many homes, 3 of them were my dad's family's side. What we know were at least 50. What was pulled out were 35. The rest are still under the rubble. 2 days later, the Abu Shammala massacre. We can't keep up with the martyrs. Every day it's a new list. It's somebody that you know. It's somebody that you've met. It's somebody that's touched you, touched your life. Julia, my niece, I lived there for a year and a half, and I volunteered with a lot of human rights and youth organizations and NGOs. And I lived at my aunt's house, and every day I came home to Julia. Every day I saw every single little step that she took into her development of 2.5 years. And Julia is just one of almost 4,000 kids now, little angels that are going. And you recall and you say, children, innocent, they don't have anything to do with war, or they don't know anything that is beyond their home, beyond the embrace of their mother. And Julia died in her mother's arms. And we have a belief in Islam that if God has chosen these people to go as martyrs, then they go. They are the chosen. They will be uplifted with the least amount of pain. But it's the people that are left behind. It's the people that now you're looking are injured and don't have the right humanitarian aid reaching them. We're talking about not just water and food. We're talking about diseases. We're talking about infections. We're talking about amputations. We're talking about doctors that are using vinegar instead of medical supplies because they're running out. We're talking about a completely collapsing system, and it is collapsed because so many hospitals are closing. Every day we're hearing. Yesterday, doctors, instead of pleading to the international community, decided to plead to the Gazan community. They were asking if anybody has a liter of gasoline, please bring it to the hospital, because if we don't have anything will help. People are using oil for their cars just to get through. Then 2 days ago, we see some of the cars that are going on Salah ad-Din. Every day I took that road to Salah ad-Din from Khan Yunis to Gaza. And to see a tank there, and it deliberately targeted that car and deliberately targeted the bus after with people. UN, UNRWA buses that have been taking people from point A to point B also targeted. Israel is above the law. It's above international human law. It's decided to go ahead with every single war politics and policies that it wants to do, and it knows that nobody can stop it. I talked to my friends when I was in the airport. I called my friend Shaima, and she's telling me, I'm so sorry, I missed your call last night. I literally just escaped death. Shaima Shawa, her dad, Nabil Shawa, is now volunteering at Al-Aqsa Hospital every day in Tell al-Hawa. And the horrors that she tells me that are happening in the hospitals. But despite that, she's still apologizing to me for not answering my call while bombs were falling on her house. 4 bombs fell on her house. Her and her uncle's family miraculously got out of that house. We talk about my friend Lena and Dream, who I posted something on social media, 21 bodies in body bags. And they said, that's my family. That's 21 of our close family. My friend today, Dana Abu Eid, from Jabalia refugee camp, 80 of her family. We're talking massive, we say we are not numbers, but when we actually come down to it and we're talking about numbers, it's like, how do you fathom such amounts of people gone from under your, you can't understand it. And not only that, now you start wondering, if I go back to Gaza, what is left? What will be left? Who will be left? Okay, we're mourning our family one day, we're mourning our family the next day, then we're mourning our friends' families the next day, and then we're mourning our losses every single day, we're mourning a loss. But at some point, everybody in Gaza is our family. Everybody is our bloodline. Everybody's our community. And you start wondering, what else needs to be said? What else needs to be shown? What else needs to be conveyed to these politicians that are sitting on seats, powerful seats,